Good afternoon, dear students. This is Visram Singh Meena, Assistant Professor English working at Government College, Karoli. The lecture of the day is meant for the students of BA Part First, and today we are going to study the poem entitled "An Essay on Criticism" by Alexander Pope. The poem was written in the year of 1711. The poem is divided into three sections, three cantos. The present poem has been taken from the second canto of the long poem. The poem gives an account of the composition and criticism in literature. As we know that the poem is an excerpt of the poem, an essay on criticism. The poem will give an account of the duty of a critic, how we should judge uh, a piece of literature. Now we begin the poem. A little learning is a dangerous thing. Drink deep or taste not the Pierian spring. The poem has been written in a heroic couplet. We know that heroic couplet is a two-lined stanza which is written in iambic pentameter, having the same rhyme. A little learning is a dangerous thing. The first line of the poem says that a bit of knowledge of anything in literature or in any field of the subject is very dangerous thing, because with the little knowledge we can't appreciate, can't criticize a piece of literature. Or little learning is a dangerous thing because it infuses or inspires us to be proud. However, we don't know knowledge about the knowledge of the subject. We must drink deep, must read, must have the knowledge of the subject in deep. Where the surface knowledge we can't appreciate, we can't judge the great piece of work, great piece of literature. Or taste not the Pierian spring. You cannot taste Pierian spring. Pierian spring is the reference of the spring or the fountain which is situated in Thessaly. This is the fountain of the goddess of knowledge, according to mythology. So, until we have a little learning or a little knowledge of the thing, we can't appreciate or we can't drink the water of the fountain of Pyria. Their shallow draughts intoxicate the brain, and drinking largely sobers us again. The second couplet of the poem shows us the impact of the little knowledge we have. They are shallow draughts. Shallow means surface knowledge of the subject makes us intoxicate makes us intoxicate because we think that we have known everything. However, we have read only 2 or 3 books. So on the basis of 2 or 3 books, we can't say that we have a complete knowledge of the subject. If we have to be a scholar of the subject, then we must read the books as many as we can. Their shallow draughts means drops of the fountain of knowledge cannot make you a scholar. It intoxicates your brain means mind. Their shallow draughts intoxicate the brain, and drinking largely sobers us again. Oppositely, when we drink, when we have the vast knowledge of the subject, then we become sober. Our quest is satisfied. So we should read widely. We should have the wide knowledge of the subject. If we want to be a master of the subject, then we will have to read all the fields of literature, all the fields of life. With only one field, we can't say that we are the master of the subject. Fired at first sight with what the muse imparts, in fearless youth we tempt the height of arts. Now the poet portrays the habit or the nature of the youth. They have the little knowledge of the thing, but they think that they have got too much of it. So that is the confusion in their mind. They become very proud. Fired at first sight with what the muse imparts. The muse means the goddess of knowledge, who imparts means provides or gives the knowledge of the thing to our youth. But our youth thinks that they have got too much, and they become proud. So that's the bad habit on their part. In fearless youth who are fearless. Fearless means without fear. In fearless youth, we tempt the height of arts. We tempt the height of arts, and we tempt means we want to have, or we have the greed to have the thing, have the height of arts. But to get at the height of knowledge, we have to work hard, and they don't work hard, and with their slight knowledge of the subject, they think that they have become the master of the subject. So that's the wrong perception they have in their minds. In fearless youth, we tempt the height of arts, while from the bounded level of our mind short views we take, nor see the lengths behind. So that is the another habit of our youth, that our bounded level, bounded means limited level of our mind can catch the limited subjects, limited knowledge of the subject. But with that short view, we think that we have got enough. So that is the wrong perception. Short views we take, nor see the lengths behind, and they are not able to see the length, the vast field of knowledge behind their knowledge they have. short views we take, nor see the lengths behind, but more advanced, behold with strange surprise new distant scenes of endless science rise. But when they start getting the new knowledge of the things, then they find that they have the vast field of knowledge to get so far. They have not known a little bit of it, and the remaining part is wide, vast, but more advanced. When they progress in the field of knowledge, then they find or realize that they have not got enough knowledge, and that's why they get surprised. New distant scenes of endless science rise, and before their eyes they are able to see the new rise of science, of knowledge. New distant scenes of endless science rise, and the science of knowledge is endless. Means the more we get, the more we want to get. Yet, so there is the no limit of knowledge. There are many subjects in the world, and one life is not enough, one life isn't sufficient to get all the knowledge of the world or the universe. So we should not think that we have known all of knowledge. Now the poet gives one suitable example to make us understand the fact how knowledge seems endless, and we find the reality, and after getting the reality we think that we are nothing but a little bit of it. So pleased at first, the towering apse we try, mount over the waves and seem to treat the sky. So pleased when we we climb on the top of one hill, then we think that we have got the top, got up, got on the climax, got on the peak. But the reality is different. So pleased at first, the towering Alps we try. When we try to climb the towering means high Alps, Alps mountains, then we see the waves. Waves means valleys, and seem to reach the sky. And one top is topped is topped by the other. Means we find one top peak of the mountain, and when we get there, then we find that another one is topper. Then which is the toppest? That is the question to get. We have to climb and climb, and lastly we are able to get on the top. So the knowledge seems wide, knowledge has no limit. So pleased at first, the towering Alps we try, mount over the waves and seem to treat the sky. The eternal snows appear already past, and the first clouds and mountains seem the last. The eternal snows, when we climb up the mountains of the Alps, Then we find their snows. The eternal snows means snows are always eternal. Eternal means they do not come to an end. The eternal snows appear already past, and we climb and climb. Then we think that snows we have passed, we have crossed the snowy way. But we are yet to get at the top. We have not got at the top, and we are to get at the top still. And the first clouds and mountains seem the last, but those attained, we tremble to survey the growing labors of the lengthened way. When we see the one peak, and we get at that, and then the another higher peak is seen. So that is the reality of a climber, a mountaineer. He has to work hard to get at the top. So is case with knowledge. The peak of knowledge seems getting away and away from the place where we reach. So we should not be satisfied with the knowledge we have. We have many fields of getting knowledge yet to be crossed. The eternal snows appear already past, and the first clouds and mountains seem the last, but those attained, we tremble to survey the growing labors of the lengthened way. Their way is lengthened, means they think that they are about to get at the peak, but when they get at the one peak, then the higher peak appears. So that is the similarity with the peak of knowledge and the peak of the mountain. The growing levels of the lengthened way, the increasing prospect means seen, tires our wandering eyes, and our eyes are surprised to see that one peak is getting over by the another. So there is the no end of the peak. So that makes us tired, that makes us to be tired. The growing levels of the lengthened way, the increasing prospect means seen, tires our wandering eyes. His peep over his means his peeps over his. Here his are personified. One hill is peeping at the another. It means they are never coming to an end. His a peep over his, and Alpus on Alpus rise. So that is the reality of knowledge. What we get is not enough. We have to get sufficient yet. So we must not satisfy our heart, our mind, that we have got enough, and we are the master of the subject, because no one is the master of the subject. Or we have to get, or we have to keep on trying. So that is the message of the part we have read so far. That is the end of the lecture. Thank you, and have a nice day.